Dark circles. They are so annoying. They don't make me happy. They don't pass the vibe check. They're like that toxic ex that wouldn't leave you alone. And even if they do, you're always scared. What if they come back? Yeah. Not good. Today we'll be talking about how to get rid of them. But before we do that, we need to understand why they happen. Because what's the point of getting rid of something when you don't know why it happened? Like, how are you going to prevent it from happening again? That is such good life advice. Anyway, I'm not talking about puffiness, I'm not talking about baggy eyes. That's a completely separate issue. And sure, those things can cause darkness. And if you want, I can definitely make a separate video about it. But today we are talking about that actual darkness that happens. Why that happens, right? So the first reason why dark circles happen is shadowing. What that means is because of the bone structure of your eyes, when light falls at you at different angles, it creates a shadow, making it appear a lot darker. And that's just cheating, bro, if you ask me. Some people are just born with it, and how you can check it is if light is falling directly on your face, do you have that darkness or not? Another way is you can just lie down on your bed, okay, have a light from the ceiling, like upar se, hold a mirror and see for yourself. Do you have that darkness or not? If you don't have the darkness, and still sometimes when light falls like from the top or from certain angles, you do get that darkness, it means you have darkness because of shadowing. Another reason why shadowing can happen is from these deep tear ducts. Some people are just born with it, and nowadays you're referring to that as hollow eyes, right? But it can also develop over time, meaning that, you know, with time the fat pads get thinner and thinner, making it more deeper and deeper. You know what I mean? Like your eyes get sunk in, creating that shadow even more, making that shadow even more prominent. The second reason is thin skin. Now, all of our skin around the eyes is thinner than the rest of the face or the body even. But in some people, it's way more thinner, like way more thinner, in the sense that the blood vessels underneath, they show more prominently. Or even the muscles that surround the eyes, you know, they create that brownish, reddish tint under your eyes and around your eyes. And finally, the third reason, which is hyperpigmentation, which is the actual darkness that is around the eyes. Now, that can also be due to genetics, but it can also be due to allergies or anything that will irritate the eyes, which will lead to PIH, which is the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So any allergies, eczema, even allergies from your nail polish, from rubbing too much, or even just being harsh on your on the skin. And having said that, just don't be harsh on your skin, yeah? Please don't do that, right? And another reason is sun exposure. That is also a big one, which causes to that darkness. And obviously the more common ones are, you know, poor lifestyle choices, being dehydrated, not getting enough sleep, etc, etc. Now I know what you're all thinking. Yeah, that's all fine, but how do I get rid of it? What do I do? This is what you do. Now for pigmentation, you can use brightening agents like niacinamide, licorice roots extract, arbutin, and even my favorite one, retinol. But you have to be careful with retinol because it does create that sensitivity, right? So what I recommend is apply your moisturizer, and then on top of that, apply your retinol, okay? Retinol is one of the best skincare ingredients out there, okay? And you must take advantage of it if you have that pigmentation. And if you're confused about retinols, don't worry, I have a separate video coming wherein I get really deep into retinols and everything basically that you'll ever need to know about it, and you'll never be confused, okay? So don't worry, stay tuned for that video. Other ingredients that may also help are kojic acid, azelaic acid, and even of course vitamin C. And the reason I didn't mention vitamin C in the beginning is because vitamin C can be really unstable, you guys. So but it does work. It's not a bad ingredient, but it's not always stable. So you have to be very careful with it. Another method that you can use is exfoliating through AHAs, not with those harsh scrubs and like BHAs or anything. You can have mandelic acid, lactic acid in your routine. But if your skin is sensitive, just drop this point altogether. You don't need to use those AHAs, okay? Another way is sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is not going to give you results fast, but over time it really works, you guys. Especially if you're using retinol to get rid of that darkness. Retinol will create sensitivity to the sun, so you really need sunscreen. And even if you're not using retinol, you need sunscreen. So please do not skip sunscreen. Now for shadowing and thinning, I'm putting these categories together because as we age, obviously the skin underneath our eyes becomes thinner, but also the blood vessels become thinner and thinner, making that shadowing even more prominent, right? And guys, it's not really a bad thing, it's very natural, but doesn't mean you can't do anything about it, right? At least temporarily. So first, you can have caffeinated products, in the sense of you don't need to even buy those expensive caffeinated eye pads or eye creams or anything, okay? What you can do is your caffeinated tea bags, put them in your fridge, and the next morning use them. For temporary results, it shows great results. I do them personally also, just for puffiness, if not anything else. And the second thing which a lot of people miss out on is vitamin K. That is, I don't know why people don't mention it much, because it actually helps with those blood vessels which are thinned over time. It really helps with that. So you can look for products with vitamin K in it. Now there's a point I mentioned earlier in the video which was about genetics, right? A lot of us Indians have that darkness around the eyes or under the eyes because of genetics, and there's nothing to be ashamed of in that. Sometimes I think dark circles are beautiful too, but you know, it's not that you can't do anything about it. To be completely honest, maybe if it is due to genetics, maybe those dark circles may never go. Doesn't mean that they will not get lighter, doesn't mean that you can't prevent it, but do not fall for any scam that says like overnight brightness or overnight whatever. Nothing in the skincare world happens overnight. No ingredient, even my favorite one, retinol, does not work overnight, right? So be patient with yourself, love yourself, and yeah. Oh, I didn't introduce myself, sorry. Hi, I'm Smile. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.